There may be some people that listen to this that maybe in that spiral, in that downward spiral. Would you have any advice for them if they need to make a significant change to the path that they're on right now?
I mean, yeah, I can certainly offer my insights, because it's, having been there, there were times like when it was really dark for me. I'm talking like Samaritans on speed dial, for people out in the UK, the suicide hotline on speed dial. That's how bad it was. I was on my way to either getting fired, getting in prison, or getting in hospital, or all three. But the crazy thing that people don't talk about is, we all know the things about men and mental health, and everyone's like, talk to someone, put your hand up, all these things, which I did. But here's what really killed me. I put my hand up. I got the therapy. I read I listened to the podcasts by Robbins. I read the books by Goggins. I tried to feel the fear and do it anyway. I even practiced a subtle art of not giving a fuck, but nothing worked.
Yeah.
The therapist was good, but it felt like, well, I'd speak to them and it'd be great, and then I'd go back into the real world and my life would be a disaster. With all the self-help stuff, I found it difficult when the billionaire Tony Robbins was telling me to not worry about money. I found it difficult when ex-Navy SEAL David Goggins was telling me to be mentally tough, because I was like, I'm not billionaire Tony Robbins. I'm not ex-Navy SEAL David Goggins. I'm this guy who's got a stressful job, whose life's falling apart, and I'm barely trying to keep my shit together every day. And there wasn't anything out there for me. And so for myself, I spent a lot of time on coaching and therapy, and a lot of money as well. And some of it worked. But for me, a big shift for me was when I started actually keeping promises to myself. And these can start with small promises, like, I'm not always one for going big on the whole like journaling and gratitude planning and everything else, but just to set myself some really small goals and then to start ticking them off was a massive confidence boost. Because in the past I've been like how many other blokes are, and goal setting, I'm like, right, I'm going to write a book this week, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do 10 social media posts, and nothing would ever happen. I'd be going like, shit, it's too much, and I just feel like a failure. So starting off with those small goals, I always had this thing: small steps, massive outcomes. And so I'd set myself these massive outcomes of running the world's toughest foot race, but I'd have to take small steps. Things like the world record, that was small steps as well. Because I think there's sometimes in life when that's all we can do. We can just try and take one step forward, no matter how small, just to give ourselves some evidence that we are actually going somewhere. And a lot of faith as well. I don't mean that necessarily in the religious sense, but I think I had this thing where I'd sit in my car in the rain and try and put motivational videos on YouTube on my phone, which would be pretty hit and miss. But especially when like an advert comes up halfway through and you're like, oh shit, doesn't help. Somebody said, whoever you believe in, no matter, even if you don't believe anything, the fact that we're still alive means that whoever, we've still got unfinished business. Basically, we've still got things to achieve. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. And I was like, I knew I wasn't going to make a very permanent solution to a temporary problem. So I had to hold the faith that if my dad had to die, then that had to be for a reason. If I was getting in trouble at work, I got in a lot of trouble at work, that had to be for a reason. And the fact that I still was here, I still had breath in my lungs. I said to myself, if I'm still breathing, I'm still winning. And if I can keep on doing that, then it's got to be for a reason and a purpose.
My name is Samuel Main, and I truly hope that you've got value from today's video. If you have, please do hit like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow.